Hello, hello. So, Lady and the Frog's back. So now it is Wednesday. Still July. So as you can see, it is still like nice weather. We haven't had any rain up in Manchester, but the temperature has gone down. Out there, not in here. Well, no, I say it's gone down. It was 35 degrees in here and now it's 30 degrees. Maybe like inching down a bit towards 28. The fun of having a thermostat which just tells you that your life is terrible. So honestly, it was awful last night. It was like 35 degrees all last night, so still haven't slept. So yeah, I've completely failed at the Zen thing. I have done a jigsaw here though. I have done a jigsaw, which I just sat and did this morning. It's quite late, you see, now. I don't know, I've just been clatting around anyway. I have 3 unremarkable sales and 2 decent sales. So the first thing is, this is one of my husband's t-shirts. It's just an Asda at George t-shirt with, it's got Memphis Belle on it, but I don't know why he said that. I think it's just not long enough. He likes a long t-shirt, as we all do, to cover our bellies. But see, I've bought, one of the things that I did buy on my jaunt to the charity shop, which, you know, is not it's not any way to do with like heat waves. It's just over there. I'll just go and get it. So I picked this jumper up because I just really liked it, and it's a really like fluffy one. But again, I don't know if this is going to like irritate the fuck out of me because it's cropped. But then I just think for the fact that it's just going to be something that I sort of like doss around with in the flat just to keep me warm, it's going to be okay. So my frustration, you see, that's it. You see, the fact that all the heat is just captured in this apartment now. So it's 30 degrees. It will not get any cooler in here, even though we've had like the fans on. We've had the fans on all night, so I've got like backache and I'm just, generally. It just seems to capture the heat in summer. In the winter, we can have the heating banging away, banging away, banging away for hours on end, and it never gets warm and it never retains the heat in here. So I just don't understand. It's like really gappy windows and the rest of it. I mean, one of the things that happened yesterday, well, on Monday actually, the bin was absolutely stinking. So I took it out on Monday night. I was stark fucking bollock naked, and I just thought I'll just toss that bin out there because it was dark. I just thought nobody's going to see me. But I think because I was trying to do it surreptitiously, and because the bin absolutely stank, I could smell it in here, I managed to like fall over on this lip, cut the back of my leg. So there I was, and I'd hit the deck naked with this stinking bin. Turns out that the people downstairs were sitting on their balcony. Brilliant move. I start swearing. Jason can't hear me because he's got the fan on, so he doesn't come and pick me up. So I have to like pick myself up. I'm like bleeding, unimpressed. This flipping bin. So I put the bin out there, thinking, well, it's outside, it'll be fine, and then I'll deal with it in the morning. As it was, you see, I got up at 5 AM with my husband. I hadn't been to sleep anyway. And I could smell the bin in here, and the bin, the smell on the balcony was absolutely horrific. So I bagged the bin up, cleaned the bin, and then went down with him to the car, carried the bin through, the bin bag through, and then the smell from the bin bag stayed for 6 hours. So on top of it being like, the heat is staying in here, the smell was staying in here. So that tin there, this tin here, that's got all my incense sticks in it. So I was burning incense because oust wouldn't do anything. It was just stuck here. There was no free breeze. So I had to It was only, we'd had some meat with our food, and it was just a carton from that. That's it. We didn't have like loads of food waste in there. It wasn't like an overflowing bin. It just stayed in the apartment. But all of this stays in the apartment. But then when it comes to winter, it's absolutely freezing in here with all the gaps and the rest of it in the windows. We opened one of the other windows in the bedrooms. We've got 2 bedroom windows. We opened that yesterday. Now this is Bellway Homes for you. Bellway Homes basically built all the stuff in Hume after the last tragedy, which was the Hume Crescents. And then they got another stupid builder. This place I think has been built on the wrong foundation footprint. So I opened the window, and the window pane appears to be load bearing because it would not close. I remember when I had the window open when I was listening to the Killers, who were performing at Old Trafford, and I could barely close it then. And then of course, because I'd opened it and then there's heat expansion, we weren't getting it closed. So it's just like, we've got to close it because it's going to start cracking. So that got closed this morning. I know that the girl downstairs has trouble with her balcony door. We're okay with hers, but she can barely close her balcony door because she's always slamming it, because most of the stuff in our apartment shakes when she's trying to close her door. But doors you use more than windows. Windows you can just close and ignore if they're problematic, but no. So, yeah, frustrating. You know, we can't ventilate nicely in the summer, and in the winter it's just cold. It's just so frustrating. Anyway, those are my moans, and I must speed this up because the people trimming the grass are coming round. So things have sold. These 2 auctions. This is a Scrabble set. So this is one of the, I mean, this one is a fairly decent one. It used to sell for around 30 to 40 pounds. I have another one of these which is in lovely condition, which is listed, but nobody's interested in it. I don't know. Maybe it was just one of those things that peaked during lockdown. Anyway, I bought this from a charity shop, and naturally it was all sellotaped up, so I just took it at face value. Everything's there. It's just, this is absolutely disgusting. So it's all mottled there, and then the mottling on the inside is disgusting. You can't even see it, but it's really disgusting. I tried to wash it off, and it'll probably just wash the print off as well. So I just declared all that. This was some of the stuff which has sort of like been sat around. So this is just things I just thought, let's just try and get rid of these. I paid £2 for that Scrabble set, and I've sold it for 99p maiden bid. Same with this. This is sold for 99p maiden bid. Yeah, I just put them both on as like spares and repairs, even though they're complete. So this is complete, but it hasn't got the shaker with it. It hasn't got the original timer, so I put a new timer in there. I probably could have just sold it for the word pads, but then I just looked, you know, I just don't care. Every time I go in boxes, these 2 things are sat there, so they just went on auction, and they're gone. So anyway, so that's the crap. And then this, I've decided to sell one of the plastic bags that comes with the lateral flow tests. So yeah, I got £30 for this. Not really. So these are 2 erasers in there. I don't want to, every time I say rubbers, it makes me cringe. I just don't know why. So, it's not happening, is it? I really wanted to keep these, and these were the 2 things that I saw when I bought that big job lot of erasers. Please don't come over here with your strimmers just yet. So this is Barber Papa, which is a book from the 70s. I think it's like the same era as the Moomins, so I'm pretty sure that I inherited it from my brother, but it's something that I read growing up. And those 2 erasers, I had them on for £40. I had loads of offers on them, like low offers. I got the first offer I got was at 10, and then I just thought, oh God, should I accept it? And then I was just like, no, because I want to keep these myself. I want to keep these myself, so I will. and I'll hold out. And then I got an offer for like 15, then I got an offer for 20, and then I got an offer for 30. And then I just thought, look, don't counter. You paid £4 for a job lot of rubbers. These two things were in it. You're going to get £30 for that. That's a pretty good deal. You know, I'm already in nice profit from that jumble trail. So £30 for 2 erasers. Bing! And this is a Lego set, which I sold 2 days ago, and I just thought, oh, they're not going to pay, are they? And they've taken their time. It's this one, the Sheriff's one. I've had this on for quite extortionate money. I've had it on for £70, which is a little bit steep for what it is. Usually I'm selling stuff without the instructions, and it makes me a lot more flexible. When I have the instructions, I'm like holding out for something. So this is my I always have like a little post-it with them. It's got a red saddle, not brown, so it's got a brown saddle on there, but I've put a red one in mine, and then a neck bandana, which will be that thing that's around his neck. He's got a white one, not black. So those are so I've sold that with substitutions for £62.99, which is a very good price. Which is a very good price. It's probably because I know that these were quite clean in terms of the splits that they had. The minifigures often get splits there and splits on their arms, and I know that these were very clean. I think I was just being fussy. I was long into profit on this job lot, which I know that this is from a job lot where I know I paid like £100 for it, and I was like, oh my god, why have I done this? And it had a castle set, which I have sold for 50, and then it had that one, which I've obviously sold for 60, and then I'm sure it was like 110 all in that I've paid with postage. So, you know, that's my break even, but then I did make profit on the others, and then there was something else, which was a very rare set, which I sold for 30 or 40 on its own. You see, it's rare, but it wasn't like worth loads of money. And then this person had a big shopping spree with most of the stuff that I got from that job lot, and he spent £100. So I know that I've doubled my money. So yeah, unnecessarily worrying when you know, I don't need to. So the goal for today, number one, this is more moans about the heat wave, which didn't need to happen. I mean, this heat wave business, we've had hot spells before in the UK, but this last one, it's like, I watched a bit of the news and they were like, highest temperature ever recorded. And then they cut to some woman who was standing outside King's Cross, and King's Cross was closed for 2 days. How the hell can they close King's Cross for 2 days? And then this woman was like going, yes, the lines are buckling and they've painted them white to reflect the sunlight. Now, before I started doing this reselling garb, I worked in the rail industry for 10 years. When they paint it white, it's because it needs replacing, but yet Network Rail can't get the funding from the government for the projects to have these things replaced, or when they do start replacing, people moan, and because they just can't be asked to do the work, and they just don't, it's never done right in the first place. You know, it's not like, oh, it's going to be hot, let's paint all this white. No, it's because the infrastructure is garbage. So yeah, anyway, that irritated me. And then I went to get some food from Tesco, my little Tesco near me, on Monday and Tuesday. All the freezers were empty, and apparently that meant that the bakery wasn't working, so they've got no like baked goods either. So I don't know what's that got to do with it. So then I said to Jason, I said, I haven't been able to get any milk or anything, and then he went to Tesco, the big one next to Manchester United, and they've got all their freezers empty as well and switched off, saying that they're all malfunctioning. What in the name of sanity? Somebody was like saying, oh, well, it's because they've got open freezers. The one that I go to, the little one that's near my post office, it's all doors. So it's got nothing to do with that. just don't understand. I just think they bought all their fridge freezers from Del Boy, because apparently there's loads of Tesco's and some Co-ops and Sainsbury's who've just like completely emptied their freezers because it got warm. Right. So the goals for today, I have like a few daft little things. This is stuff that's from the Jumble Trail. I've got a whole load of these books that are just sat here. I've got this vinyl which is still sat here. I have got some of my birthday cards which don't need selling. They just flew off the side because of having fans in operation constantly. I have 4 Starbucks mugs which are sat there. They need listing. And then I've got this jigsaw and then another one which is also by Cloudberries, which need listing. So I'm going to do them, and then I'm going to do the flipping hoovering and mop because the floor is disgusting. And then I'm going to hopefully move on to doing my accounts and sorting the Lego which I have, because I have another job lot of Lego which I've spent 150 quid in, which I haven't even opened, and that was like a month ago, and I need to dig into it. So that's the goal. So I'm going to pack this up and see what's going on at the local Tesco. Made another sale. So this is the beacon tracer, which is not the top bit's broken off. So I've just sold that for £14.99. There's hardly anything to it. I do think it's like quite extraordinary sometimes. I forget, when I haven't been listing Lego for ages, I forget how much I have on, and then suddenly a sale comes through and I'm like, oh. And I checked my personal account just before I was about to do the post, and apparently I had a load of auctions ending last night. Only one that's gone. These are just on recurrent auctions, and obviously because it's my private account, it's on 10 days, because we don't do 10 days when you're a business seller because it costs money. So yeah, just a basic vinyl. It's obviously still stuff from my brother's estate, because you can't keep everything. You know, if I had an extensive spare wing, I could have all this vinyl up in there. I also had a message from somebody about another vinyl saying, one of those, when it's like, when they word it, they go, oh, what's the postage cost? And you just think, you know what the postage cost is, and then they just go, I believe that you have incorrectly stated the postage cost, and it should be a lot cheaper. And you just think, we'll go somewhere else. Generally, I have 3 posts on mine, and I only get these messages from foreigners. This person was from Japan. So I quote tracked postage because I won't send anything abroad without tracked postage. And obviously, when it comes to vinyl, I'm paying for these. These are decent mailers, and I've paid extra to have these card stiffeners in it because I won't be sending it any other way. So, you know, even though I bought a job lot of like 50, I think, of these, it might have even been 100 because that's how many vinyls I had to deal with. It still kind of works out at about 40 to 50p. Probably more than that, actually. So it just really bugs me. You just think, it's an auction anyway. So the vinyl, if you actually bid on it, the vinyl would only cost you probably £4.99 maiden bid, because nobody else has bid. But you're too busy fussing. And obviously last night I didn't. I think I turned my computer off at 2 o'clock yesterday because I didn't want it to overheat, and I just thought, oh, you know, Microsoft products aren't really there for the heat, are they? Anybody who owns an Xbox will know that. I had to turn the Xbox off the other day because it was making a buzzing noise because of the heat. Right, so this one's all ready. So yeah, get that one on. I normally just, I have these things which I just put on them as well so that they don't think it's a calendar and bend it, because I've had that before. Even I sent something when I was selling years ago, and I just sent it in 2 pieces of cardboard, and it was quite strong cardboard, but the postman had bent it in two to put it through the letterbox, so the vinyl was snapped in two. Oh, great days, great days. Right, so now it's 12 o'clock. Still faddling around. I don't like going out at noon. This is a mistake. I'm just so exhausted. Right, let's crack on anyway, because my husband, he is definitely finishing at 2 today. He finished really late yesterday, even though we were supposed to finish at 2, because it was like some faddle and the rest of it. So I started like panicking, thinking that something terrible had happened, and it turned out that, you know, just me making up scenarios. I don't know. It's too much Stephen King growing up, I think. Right, I still haven't left. I'm in a bit of a quandary now. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, so this is why you watch this, because I don't know what I'm doing. So I've just sold these. These are really nice. So I've paid $4.99 for these. I've just sold these for $47.99, and they've paid £20, I think, maybe a bit less. So this is Mambo, yeah, love it. This is the sprinkler design. So I'm stressing a bit because they have sold to Austria. So I don't know what to do. Austria and Germany, obviously they go hand in hand, and apparently their packaging laws are very similar to Germany's, but I cannot find anywhere to register. I don't think it's the Lucid register, because that's the Germany one, which obviously I'm registered with, and then if I was going to send this, I would just pay my fee, which would be fine, but it's Austria. And I don't know what it is, and I can't find any information. I didn't think I would sell to flipping Austria. So, you know, this is a really nice sale, and obviously I don't want to, I just really don't want to send it in a cack-handed way, but I think I'm going to have to use this. I mean, is it the German one? I don't know if it is, because they're totally different countries. So I've got this, which is something that's second hand, and it's pretty obvious because it's got a tag on it and it's got my husband's name on it. So I was thinking I might put it in here, and then I'm going to sandwich it in these, because I think it's first use stuff going into the system. So I'm going to put it in there, put non-plastic tape on it, but I don't know if I'm supposed to register with anywhere. So I'm just going to make it, I'm just going to send it in very obvious reused packaging, which I don't want to do. Obviously I'm going to put it in there just so that it's not so scummy. The thing that I sent to France, they'd sent me very good well, they just put no problemo on the feedback. And I didn't really like sandwiching that in between two pieces of Walker's Crisp cardboard. But I didn't want it to look like I was putting brand new packaging, because that's how it's worded. It says, if you're putting brand new packaging, first use packaging is how they put it, which is how it's translated. First use packaging into the system. Hence why I want to put it in that, because then it's not first use packaging. But then I'd look like a business anyway, because it's feather paid packaging, even though this has come from the post office. Ugh, I just don't know. I just wish it was clear what I needed to do, and then I would do it, or I would just exclude these countries. I don't know. Yeah, it said something about 2023 on another thing, but the trouble is that all the sites that you bring up, they're all these companies who want your money, because they say, we'll provide a service, we'll do it. That you can't actually find an official announcement for it. So I just don't know. I'll have another look before I parcel this. So I've reused a cardboard box, put it in that other one. It's now like done up like a dinner, because obviously it's absolutely crackers. I've put that message on there because it is, but there's just so much card on. Hello. It is now, what are we on? We're on Thursday. Yeah, so the following day. Yesterday ended up becoming rather irritating. I photographed loads of stuff and I was in the process of making up some templates, as in I used my phone to take photos and then make a draft listing on the eBay app. And then I was checking on something else on eBay, and then I logged out to log into my other accounts, and then it wouldn't let me log back in. So now I'm logged out of eBay on my phone, which is a pain in the arse. I have the laptop, and because I was still logged in on the laptop, I was able to go onto the chat and ask them what was going on. And I literally, that was 6:15. I opened the chat window, and by 7:30, that's when it closed. With no real help. They just said, oh, it's a glitch on the app and it's signed you out. So what happened is, you know, you have this two-step verification. So it let me put my password in and go in. That bit was fine. And then asked you to send this stupid two-step verification text message or email. And then at the point where you're putting in that code, it was refreshing and not accepting the code. So I did that 4 times. And 4 times is the point where your account will get locked. So there you are. 4 times is the limit to be able to put this CAPTCHA one-time security code in. The woman was just useless. You know, obviously you end up talking to somebody who doesn't know anything, and then you get passed on to somebody else and they don't know anything. And they were obviously asking somebody else, because every message was a 10-minute delay. It was so annoying. They've come up with no solutions for me other than, I'll try again in 24 hours. So at 6 o'clock tonight, I'm going to try and get back in on my phone, and it probably will still lock me out. Because they couldn't really explain it. So last night at about 11 o'clock, I had a few offers that had come through, which I only know this morning when I looked on my account. So of course, I've made 3 sales, but because I wasn't able to be straight on the ball, accept them, they haven't paid. I have 2 vinyls from my personal account. You know, I had auctions ending and things, which is why I was looking at my personal account. So, you know, if you've got multiple accounts, don't skip between the 2. They don't like that. She sort of implied that I had like more than 1 mobile phone number, and it was that was causing the problem. And then I replied to her, I said, well, just because I'm in, you know, a shady area of Manchester doesn't mean that I've got multiple telephone numbers to do drug deals on. You know, obviously that's not what I'm doing. So I've got a few, like, it was all these like irritating bits that I was going to put on yesterday. Obviously I could list them, I could just plug my phone in on the computer, but it's very long-winded. But I might just do that. But my other quest is obviously cleaning, and I haven't done it, and it's quite late now. I've been sort of like clearing the decks because I want to dust, because I'm very sneezy and I just feel terrible. I have got 7 of these ink cartridges. So I've just found a company who think that 7 is a multiple amount, because apparently you have to have at least 15 items for most companies to be able to donate. I mean, I'm just giving you, I could have got the money for it myself. This is a charity getting £8.50 on my new used cartridges. I think I've just selected cancer research. But anyway, so that's a good deed, and all of these things will now leave the area and I can get the dusting done, because I just realised that I had such a cachet of these, because I kept thinking, oh, I must send them off. Often when I buy new cartridges, it comes with a little pack to return your old ones, and I haven't had that in ages, hence why I've got like loads. So it's quite telling, because I've got 5 black ones and only 2 coloured ones. So I'm obviously printing off a decent amount of ink cartridges, and I know the rest of you don't have these problems, but I'm still quite old school. Right, so I'm going to clean because it's disgusting in here. My eye is weeping, and it is really dusty. Once you start shifting things around, you realise how dusty things are, don't you? So I don't think I'd be that annoyed about being locked out of my app if I still had a big pile. This is where I usually have my big pile of stuff which is photographed and drafts are made up. But I don't have that because I cleared the backlog. So it's like totally inconvenient because I have no drafts ready. So instead of me moving on to the Lego, which is what I really want to do, I may have to be photographing some clothes so that I'm ready. I have this new drawer here for my Lego spares, which I really would like to start organising, but I can't believe it. It's now like Thursday, which means that the day is like massively accelerated. But anyway, the reason it's so late is because I've been like tidying surfaces in preparation of dusting. That seems to just take ages, so I've been doing that for the best part of an hour, hence why I've got this like weeping eye. It's really not happy. I've had an antihistamine. I want to take the sofa out and hoover and mop under there because it's disgusting. So I've just got to crack on because I can't do anything until I've got a clean environment. Oh dear. What's going on? Right. Oh, you know when you like try and do a really thorough job cleaning and then before you know it, the day is blasted away. I have like hoovered and gone through all the bits. So yeah, you know, it looks quite spacious. All the sofas piled up there. I've sort of done it in sections. Obviously I still can't get onto the eBay app, so it's been a bit of a pain in the arse. So 2 of the people who bought things last night have paid. I've got a pair of chinos, which I know are black, but every time I look at them, they don't look black. They're against my black chair there and my black thing when I listed them. Still like bits of dust everywhere because I've literally kicked everything up. So they were 20. This dress is a monsoon linen dress, which I think is a bit horrific, to be honest. Why would you want, you know, I just got no shape to it. It just looked like you doing cleaning like me. So yeah, £20 for that. Some people sell them for a lot more than that, but I'm not convinced. This shirt is Zara. This has been going on auction. I think it's gone once on auction and then it started again. Somebody just sent me an offer of 8, so I thought we'll blow it. It's so Hawaiian, I don't want to end up like stuck with it once we go back to English weather. And then this is another thing which I just thought, oh, let's just take the offer because I don't want to be stuck with it. I've had this on auction a lot. Really nice little top by Mint Velvet, oversized, snake print. Apparently people aren't interested in that, so that's gone for £10 with postage. So yeah, that's me. So now I'm going to toss everything together, try and look a bit more presentable because, you know, this is sort of like what you do when you're cleaning, you just hurl it up. But yeah, my eyes are hurting because I've dusted everything. That's why it's taken me so long, because I've dusted my whole computer area here, although you couldn't really tell. It doesn't even look like much, but it's dusted, and I've been all the way around the back. Obviously I've got those ink cartridges ready to donate, so I have been like sorting through a few little things, and yeah, I'm in a good position. It was a good positive tidy up. And I may even be lucky enough that my husband will be back to move the sofa in position for me. Right. It's just yeah, maybe when I finished all this I'll be able to sign back into the app and it'll stop being so annoying, because it's just, I hate having to go to the desktop to do things or look at my emails. And I've had a return opened as well today, and yeah, it's nice to, yeah, it's nice to get clean. You have to have these days. Friday morning, I have got post ready. Post. I'm going to go to the charity shop because I have the car keys. I'm going to go to 2 actually. It is pouring with rain, so it'd probably actually be quite pleasant. So I'm hoping I can just be like quick in and out, and I'm actually going to take these back as well because I'm so disgusted in them. So I'm going to be really pedantic and ask for my 99 pence back. I just want them to return these to the bloody manufacturers, strong as an ox. So yeah, I got them from Home Bargains last week thinking, oh, well, you know, I don't need to get command hooks. I have command hooks, which it holds this up, which has always got a full bottle of water, my purse, and anything else which I've like left stuffed in my bag. And it also has coats on it, even though it's only supposed to like hold like 2 kilograms. These ones, you know, are obviously like a copycat of the command strip hooks, which I am absolutely like blown away with how good they are, because I didn't, you know, if anybody remembers the sticky hooks of the 70s and the 80s, you know that they weren't up to much. And then I just thought, oh, you know, these must have the same technology. Not at all. My intention for this was I wanted to put a net curtain up over the window to keep some of the flies out. So the curtain was literally, you know, 200 grams at most. These are supposed to hold 1 kilogram, and they just, all of 3 of them fell down. So I had one in the middle and one at the side, and they were just like, they were just sliding down. Even after, it says don't use until they've been on for 24 hours, but they were just awful. Absolutely awful. They're just a million miles away from command strips. So they are going back, and this company in Bradford can get a thick ear. You can just imagine what kind of knobheads run that company. But yeah, I'm not impressed. There's some like reviews on Amazon though that say that it was good, because I thought maybe I've done something wrong. It says don't apply to a surface which is 40 degrees. Well, obviously the wind, yeah, I know that it was a heat wave, but I put them on Saturday and left them, and then they just they just were not working. They were just absolutely awful, and they were just slipping off the surface. I mean, obviously I wouldn't put them on an oven surface. But anyway, yeah, that's annoyed me. So I'm going to go and just take them back. And what's the next quest? Don't know. Right, so I'm going to go to the post office and charity shops and see what's going on. And then need to come back here and do some photographs and listing. I am back on my app. It did let me sign back in about 6 o'clock yesterday. Thankfully, that was a real arse, because the app is so useful. When people are like sending you messages, you need the app, because you can't respond. I had somebody who'd sent me a message saying, did you get my message from last night? And I thought, well, no, I didn't, because I was in bed. Yeah, so glad to have that back, because it just, I like to use it to double check that I've got the right addresses on my parcels and things like that. But yeah, it's been really nice this morning, because yesterday one of the things that I did, because I couldn't go in the app, was I emptied my desk and I dusted everything. So it's been really nice, like not finding like caches of dust or anything. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't be in the apartment, because it's just going to make it dirty. Okay, it's quite late. It's 3:30. I've been back ages, but I sort of sat down to have a bit to eat, and then my husband came back, and he is not in a good mood, for various reasons, but he's now decided to go to bed. So I think that's going to take another turn for me, because there's some dickhead who's now parked out on the road outside our bedroom window playing music in the car. So I'm going to have to go and find the shotgun, you know, or a sniper off the balcony, try and sort them out, because I don't want my husband waking up, because it seems like he needs the sleep. It must be a day of it, because there's been some very ignorant, rude bastards in the shops and on the roads. I think that once it starts raining, so now we've got people who are tired and, you know, because they haven't had enough sleep because of the heat, and now these people are in their cars because they don't want to get wet, and you know, they don't know how to drive, which is one of the reasons why I decided, yeah, I'm confident enough to go back to driving, because I'm better than they are on their best day. So anyway, I took that hook back. She was in a foul mood as well behind there, because I asked for my 99p back, and I said, well, you can have this back. I wasn't even like expecting to get a refund so much as I just want them to send it back to the manufacturers. So just got the basic stuff, this, which is essential, and then I have a pile of stuff here. So this is all my stuff from the charity shop, and this, which is for us. So this, which has now 3 times fallen out of the thing, because for some reason it wasn't taped up. But that's for me and Jason. Hopefully when he wakes up in a better mood. I did get this as well. I might sit and do this. No, I won't sit and do that. I'm going to get on with listing. Yeah, I've got to take some photos of some things and list some stuff. And then I'm going to put all this on my spreadsheet and put it aside for next week, because I don't think I'm going to be really tackling anything so much. Yeah, definitely worth going out to the second shop, my usual spot. The first place just irritated me. There were some things that I specifically went there to look for, got a few of them, realised that I need to go to the other shop because the rest of the stuff which I'm looking to buy is in the other branch of Bernardo's. And then it was just like, I looked at the stuff, and I haven't been there for 2 weeks, but the stuff is the same as it was 2 weeks ago. Just an absolute museum of high prices. They've got a pair of Miss 60 jeans in there for like £15, and I sold a Miss 60 jean this morning for 30, but I just, out of principle, I don't want to give them the money, because it's just, I find it annoying, and I don't want to give them money when they're being greedy for stuff they've got for free. You know, when I'm like asking for high prices, which I don't ask high prices for my stuff, I give reasonable prices, which is why I make daily sales. Yeah, I've paid for my stuff, I don't get it donated. So anyway, yeah, that's me done. I'm going to tie this vlog up because it's like a 3-dayer now, isn't it? So the rest of the stuff, I will do a haul next week on this. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. And here is Ziggy, your daily dose of frogtastic frogs. Oh, look over there. Are we going to get this Lego sorted or what? That's what I want to do. Hey, see you, bye.